What's up, everybody out there? J Heat Sports Media coming at y'all with the heat as usual. Want to talk about this whole conversation they've been having about, they've been pushing it along the internet, seen it on Instagram, Twitter, have seen it on other outlets talking about Barkley's comments, Charles Barkley, when asked about the comparison, this GOAT conversation they had between LeBron James and Michael Jordan. And Barkley said, I don't know how we're going to compare him to Mike when he hasn't got through Kobe yet. Those aren't his exact words, but pretty much what he was saying. And saying that, he had Kobe ahead of LeBron James. And, I hate to do this. I hate to really be that person that's got to be critical. But we splitting hairs. We talking about some of the greatest of all time. Kobe is a top 10 player, no question. And LeBron James, to me, is still better than that man. I know when you squint and you look at Kobe, you think you see Michael Jordan. But open your eyes, because it's not. It's Kobe Bryant. And if you just counting championships, then you got the right to your opinion. But just make sure you put Bill Russell at the top of your greatest players list if that's what you're doing. If you that type of person that wants to say, well, LeBron went and played with all-stars, LeBron joined D Wade, then he joined Love and Kyrie, then AD, and now he got his squad that's coming along right now, then you're just not looking at the full picture. You're using mentality that's been created from years back that players couldn't go and join others, couldn't do their own thing. But yet at the same time, we praised players and congratulated them for winning and having success, getting those championships when their GMs did the work and stacked the deck around them to make sure they had the appropriate talent necessary for them to shine as a leader or a star of whatever the said team was. Take Kobe Bryant, came into the league with Shaquille O'Neal, Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, and other players on the squad with him. He didn't have to go anywhere, people, and join anybody, because by his fourth year, they were bringing in Glenn Rice. Shaquille O'Neal was in his prime. Kobe didn't even have to be prime Kobe to win a chip. And then when he started to enter his prime around 2001, they still had plenty of people around him. Robert Horry, Rick Fox, excellent shooters. Horry a champion already, but Shaquille O'Neal, the literal best player in the league, and Kobe wasn't the man on the team. And you know what? That hurt his feelings. Kobe Bryant didn't want to be in LA with Shaq at the time for his aspirations and what we call that Mamba mentality. He wanted to be that man, be that dog, and he wasn't getting all the appreciation he thought he should get. And so the man was threatening to break things up. Him and Shaq, it got to a point where it was one of the two. Somebody had to go. Now, he had a thing going where they had won 3 championships in a row and been to 4 championships in 5 years. Why would you go anywhere? Strictly just to prove himself. Not something I would have seen LeBron James do. I don't think so. We haven't seen that yet out of him. But we saw that out of Kobe Bryant, even when he was winning. And then when Shaq left, and he had to play with teams more like a LeBron James, Cleveland first stint type of teams, he struggled. He dropped buckets, went for 81, did his thing. I never forget when he first was on his own team. I remember Allen Iverson saying, now we'll get to really see what Kobe has. We'll get to see if Kobe is that guy, because his whole career, he's had the luxury of playing one-on-one as a one-on-one player, one of the best one-on-one players, whereas Allen Iverson saw double and triple teams night in and night out and putting up better numbers than Kobe Bryant was in some respects with double teams. So then we got to see him with the double teams on him and everything, and he wasn't doing so good from a team success thing. He was just killing individually. That got real frustrating real fast for Mr. Kobe Bryant, and he was ready to roll again. Now you got your team to yourself. You are the man like you wanted to be, but you realize that dude Shaquille O'Neal and those other players you had around was helping you win those chips, and the end goal was still a chip. So now he was ready to roll again. And what the GM do? Got him Pau Gasol, brought in Andrew Bynum, eventually brought in Ron Artest. All these type of things led to another stacked team like the one he had in the beginning of the 2000s, and he won more rings. But this time he got the credit of being the man on the team and leading them. And I say all this not to take too much away from Kobe, because truthfully, he showed he was the man throughout his entire stint. But just remember, he wasn't the best player on his team when he started winning his first championships. He had a stacked squad around him from get-go, and for all the times where he hoisted a ring, he had talent around him. No different than what LeBron James put around him. The only difference is LeBron James became his own GM. LeBron James decided it was time, that he felt like he was a player on the level of Kobe, Mike, Bird, Magic. But all those guys had Hall of Famers around them. All those guys had GMs looking out for him. So now it was time for Mr. James to look out for Mr. James. And as he said, take his talents to South Beach. And he did so. And he won. He showed you put that talent around him, what he is. He went to the finals 8 straight times, people. I mean, let's not forget about that. And that's just talking about championships. And then if you go to what he did as an individual player, how he can guard all 5 positions, I don't think Kobe would have got those 09 and 2010 teams to a #1 seed in the East. I'm going to be honest with you, not based on what I saw from Kobe in his peak. And I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty confident, actually, that he wouldn't have got the 07 team to a finals. Not Kobe Bryant, not the Kobe Bryant I remember. He was a great player, but he needed a little something different around him to be successful. And LeBron has shown he can do a little bit more with a little bit less. And then when you put more around him, people start complaining it ain't fair. But Kobe better than him. I think we jump too quick to say things like that. LeBron's a better passer. To me, LeBron's a better leader. To me, LeBron is a better rebounder. He can guard more positions. Kobe's better with his footwork as far as staying in front of a player if we're talking about the point guard or the 2-guard position. But you go up any higher than that, and that's LeBron James territory. Plus, he can still guard the 1s and the 2s. So don't shortchange LeBron James with Kobe Bryant, even though Kobe a legend. Kobe top 10, LeBron top 5, people. Holla at your boy, J Heat, Sports Media. I'm at you with that fire. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell. Holla at your man.